Hey guys, Mike here. So another interesting day in the market, and it looks like we got our oversold bounce today. Do we get the carry through? That's what we got to find out, and I'll tell you what to look for on those indexes. Finally got a double-digit sell down in PLTR. Waiting on that for a while. I'll show you what to look for on that as well. And then, of course, Tesla got some more good news. Like it seemed like every, I don't know, especially over the weekend, you always get some news coming out about President Trump, Elon Musk, something to do with EVs, and you get these huge pops overnight, right? And then there's a couple other setups I want to show you that look very intriguing. One, especially on IWM, that I'm hoping happens. I'll tell you why it might not happen and why it could happen, but I'm being greedy here. But that's I'd love to see it because I love confluence, and there's one area in IWM that has just a boatload of confluence. And I think it would be a super powerful bounce if it got there. And it's not very far below where it's at now. So let's take a look here. We'll start off with Tesla. You can see huge move up. And of course, what happens, it pops after there's a report saying the President Trump wants to relax U.S. self-driving rules. And remember, all it is rules. There's no laws in place, just rules, right? But that's all you need. It's all about the narrative. It's all about, whatever the theme is, right? And Tesla is one of those themes, okay? And so what you're looking for to see is this a lower high being set here, right? This is the 4-hour time frame. And we're going to come down back here, right? Or is this going to continue to push up and set a higher high because you had the higher and low set. Now you need the higher high set, okay? And that's what we're looking for to see what happens. And again, I'll show you something in the options market that was very interesting today they were doing. And again, call sweeps come in different forms. So I want to at least show it to you and explain to you why they were doing that. But again, the levels are really all that matters at this point in time. And what you don't want to see if you're a bull is this channel right here. Maybe you want to see it because maybe you want to pick up shares cheaper, but you want to break out of this channel tomorrow, start moving up to another higher high is what you want to see, not coming down. If we start coming down this channel, if you know Tesla loves trading channels, then, get ready for 300, maybe sub 300 on the books. But right now, that is not the case. We're going to have to wait and see. But again, the levels, right? We talked about these levels yesterday, 328, right around 336, 345 or somewhere in there. And we tested, we skipped over one. We got right over 328, went straight to 336, got that one tested, went up 345-ish, then came back down and tested them again. And so those levels mean something. So put them on your chart. And then, of course, the high is around 358 right there. And so that's what we're looking to see here as we get any continuation through this tomorrow because you see usually what happens, you get this gap up. And then it'll calm down some, and then we'll get some more news out saying, oh, President Trump and Elon had dinner last night. Boom, another gap up. And you're seeing the same thing in crypto, right? And so, again, it's above the 5-day moving average right now. And I'll show you some on the indexes to carefully watch out for because you're guilty until proven innocent when it comes to the 5-day. And one thing they were doing today was not just buying call options, but selling just boatloads of call options. All these call sweeps coming through, and it don't just have to be buys. It can be sales, right? They're trying to collect the premium, or they're trying to get a sign and come in at a much lower price, right? So having the shares paid for through this premium, right? Because you get to keep it, or you get to sit there and use it towards the purchase. And so you can see it was just millions and millions. Most of them in November and early December strikes is what they were going for on this right here, the expiry that is. And when you look on here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I mean, the premium is so big on Tesla, it's just unbelievable. That's why a lot of people do this. And you can see on that strike, the 370. When I'm looking at it, I think it was cheaper when they did it. But here's about 4,220 per contract you will be collecting. And so instead of coming in 370 if you're assigned, you'll come in around 328-ish, somewhere in there, because that premium will go towards the purchase. And like I said, some people, I know people, you probably do too, that use selling puts to get assigned, to get a better price and everything. And so, we'll see what they're going to do on that, but I always want to show you it goes both ways, okay, selling and buying. Now, look at Palantir here. Finally had a double-digit down day, right around 11%. What you're looking for, again, we looked at this on Saturday, right? When people thought, can you look at the chart? And I had to go to the hourly, to sit there and actually find a support level right there. And you can see it acted perfectly, right? It bounces a dime. So now we got to see is this thing going to come back up in the hourly fair value gap like it did, start reacting down and push down farther, okay? Because you're just looking to see if 58.86 can actually hold, all right? Or is it going to come up right here and then come back down, retest right here, come down below, fake people out, and then start heading north at this point in time. And so again, there's your high. If it comes down, does this number right here, we go, oh, nope, fake you out. And people are going, cool, we're held. Nope, no, we didn't, right? Oh, we didn't hold that, sorry. And so that's what you're looking for. But the other thing to look at, like I talked about yesterday, when you get this far above your moving averages and that like rubber band is 120% above the 200, right? You're going to have a pullback. That's just the way that people are going to start taking profits. And I actually found an interesting article I'll bring to you tomorrow, as a matter of fact. But what doesn't hurt if you're a long-term holder here is to actually consolidate in a range. That does not hurt. It allows the moving averages to catch up, right? And therefore, you don't have to worry about this crazy rubber band effect anymore. And once they catch up, then you build out more of a foundation, more support, and you can start moving higher, right? I mean, that's, if you're a long-term holder, that's what you want, you know. But anyway, just want to put that out to you. And again, this channel, I'm just going to tell you like it is. And so, you know, we'll go into NVDA real quick. You can see this one broke down below that trend line, came down to a big discount right there. Again, you know, we all know what this is about. This is about earnings coming out on Wednesday and stuff. But once again, breaking below that trend line isn't a bullish thing, right? But it's coming down into near another support level where it most likely will probably get a bounce. And so, you know, looking at discount, once again, you're in the discount range right there. That's why you got that bounce right there automatically when it hit that golden pocket area. You can see it coming up that trend line multiple times, getting rejected off the trend line, but it was a nice 3% pop. And so that was a good thing for it. But, you know, just looking at it, again, most of it depend on earnings. So I'm not going to sit here and spend like boatloads of time talking about this chart because, again, above the trend line, most likely moving up. End up coming down though, 135.50, and this one moves in like $5 increments, 135.50, 140.50, 145-ish, and then the top is like 150. Okay, so it's like $5 increments right there. But again, it's all going to depend on earnings, you know. And when you come over here to AMD, for example, look at this one. And once again, that red area, whatever color that is, that shaded area, I'm colorblind. For those who don't know, you know, it gets a bounce again right at that trend line, right there at that little shaded area, 0.79 fib, a lot of confluence. You know, I like my confluence. And it got the bounce. Now, is they going to follow through? We don't know. And we got to see how they're going to react tomorrow because all of a sudden now they're like their chief accountant is resigning. And so I don't know if it has anything to do with the accountant part of it. But it seems like, you know, all the accountants around the semiconductor industry seem to be, you know, stepping down for some odd reason. But when you look over here, once again, and you look at the structure here, you're seeing just lower high after lower high after lower high after lower high. But one thing you're not seeing is the lower lows, right? There's the low. That low hadn't been broken. That was in, I think it was like, what, June, August? That low was in August, and then we set some higher lows, so we hadn't come down, and we're just basically kind of wedging here, right? So we'll see what the move's going to be. I think it's going to be based off NVIDIA, of course. Meta, very interesting here. A lot of confluence. If it comes down to around 542-ish right there, you'll be sitting at the 100 moving average, major discount range right there at the golden pocket, little support level from previous all-time highs. If it comes down lower than that, look where your 200 and your trend line up. Right there at the 0.79 fib. So two different areas to look at for sure if you're getting into that and stuff. And so I like those areas. It's not even that big a dip down, to be honest with you. It's already down 7%. That'd only be 7% more to go on the 200. It'd only be like 4% to get down to that 100 right there. And so I love confluence. This is what's setting up for Meta. Meta is still a hot name, even though since the election, you know, it's basically been dumped on and stuff. Because unlike Elon and Twitter, I don't think it supported Donald Trump. I'm not sure. That's what I keep reading about and stuff. Now, looking at one sector to watch out for here, you can see this trend line going back to 2008. This is a logarithmic scale. Click on the L down at the bottom to do that, to smooth things out. You can see we just recently got rejected by the trend line, but it looks like we're heading back up. And this depends on how the oil and gas market is going to, you know, fare under President Trump. You know, drill, baby, drill brings more supply online. I don't know what it's going to do to prices. I don't know how it brings oil prices up. Usually that's what these oil companies want. But when you look at this right here for now, you can see on XLE, there's the all-time high right there, and it's approaching it once again. And so far, they're faring well since the election, right? And if you ever want to know what's an XLE, all you have to do is worry about really 2, maybe 3 stocks. And that's because Exxon and Chevron make up 38% by themselves. You throw ConocoPhillips in there, 45, Williams 50. So 4 or 5 stocks make up 50% of this. And so we'll see how it's going to survive. But if it breaks above that all-time high, then you might see a breakout finally in XLE right there, which has been kind of lagging this year. Now, IWM, here's what I'm looking at IWM. If we continue to sell down, look at all this confluence here, right? You're either going to close the gap, get down to that golden pocket, right, and have a daily fair value gap to bounce off of. If it keeps coming down a little bit lower, obviously you have your 50 moving average also in there. So that is a boatload of confluence. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'd love for it to happen. It's between like 220, 224, somewhere in there. Actually, 222 to 224 is where it would happen. And so that's just me being greedy, of course. But, you know, why this may not happen? Well, in order for it to happen, really, what you need here is the 10-year, right? To have a golden crossover. When it does, it normally does go up. After a golden cross, if it goes up, IWM is going to continue to come down. Okay, that's what we do know about that right there. No difference when it has a bearish cross. And so you can see in past when it has these golden crosses, normally that's bullish. And again, that means mortgage rates would go up and all that fun stuff. But again, I said I'm being greedy here. Now, why it may not happen, you can see on that trend line, what do you get? Resistance. Okay, so this thing last few times it's hit this trend line, it's come down, right? So now it's giving us our third touch. Does it come down and finally cool off, right? Going for the rest of November and December. That's why we would not get that. And if it comes down, IWM is most likely going to bounce from where it's at now. Keep going. If this breaks out, boom, right? IWM is coming down to that spot. Now, what to look for in indexes real quick here is the 5-day moving average. The SPY is below it. The Q is below it. What you're looking for is it to turn up and the candle to close above that. And then we start having a curving up 5-day moving average, okay? That because you're guilty until proven innocent when it comes to the 5-day moving average, but it is a powerful short-term moving average to watch, okay, on your indexes. Now, as far as earnings, big one tomorrow, Walmart. Watch Walmart. That is key. Is that like all-time highs? It's going to tell us a lot about what we're doing here. Lows, of course, and that is it. Data, not much to speak of. Building permits, housing starts, that's it. So nothing to sway the market in any way, shape, or form, except in housing stocks, of course. And so anyway, let me know what you guys are doing. Please hit the like, subscribe button on your way out. Let me know how you like the chart and stuff. Please, if you want to join the membership, there it is. Less than McDonald's combo. That's everything you get for it. I need to go get my son to wrestling. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much.